hearing it, that Mike Norman's out there on the internet calling me a tool. Well, you know what, Mr. Norman? If I'm a tool, it's because I'm a mighty power tool. Don't we have any power tools? It's because I'm a mighty hammer. Ooh, yeah. And if I'm a mighty hammer, Mr. Norman, you know what you are? Well, you're nothing but a don't we have any nails? Well, you're nothing but a screw. Ooh, yeah. And you know what happens when the mighty hammer comes up against a little screw? Well, it's not too good for the screw, I'll tell you that. Ooh, yeah. Talking about the oh look, it's the lovely Elizabeth. Come on over.
What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that?
The lovely Elizabeth, the camera's right there.
Why do you keep calling me lovely?
Oh, it's because the Macho Man, his manager, she was Elizabeth, and she was lovely.
Who's the Macho Man?
Oh, see, it's before your time. See, there was this wrestler, Randy Macho Man. He would always like, oh yeah, he's funny. It's really before your time though.
Why are you dressed like a wrestler though?
Oh, because, no, see, this guy, Mike Norman, he did a thing. You should have seen the shirt this guy had on. He looked like a wrestler, so I thought, do a response and I'd be like the Macho Man.
Yeah, this is weird. Let me know when you do a serious economics video.
What? Okay, let's just do this straight. There's this group out there called the Modern Monetary Theorists, MMT, and their whole claim to fame, their big insight, is they're saying, look, back under the gold standard, governments were constrained. They had budget constraints. So the fact that Social Security and Medicare were tens of trillions in the hole, even by the government's own actuaries, that was a serious problem back then. But now, because we have the wonders of unbacked fiat money, the MMT people claim the government, by definition, can't be insolvent. They can pay any bill they want because they can just print up money. And they somehow think that this is some new order and it changes all the rules. And the people who are worried about the government budget, and oh gee, how are we going to pay for all these spending programs? They think those people are just engaged in obsolete gold standard thinking. So what I'm here to say is, yeah, there's a sense in which they're right. Legally speaking, the government never needs to default on its bonds. It can just print up money and pay people off. But economically, that constraint is still there. It's still the case that when the government spends money, real resources get directed into those ends, and they're not available for the rest of society. So the last point I want to make is, if the MMT people agree that it would be a problem that, say, Social Security and Medicare are trillions in the hole, if there were a gold standard, if the government could only pay its bills by taxing people or by borrowing, then they don't solve the problem. It's not like that scarcity somehow goes away or that constraint disappears because we now give them the legal ability just to print up money. All right, it's just shifting the burden of who actually pays for it. Instead of being the taxpayers in the one hit case, now it's the people holding dollar-denominated assets. But either way, it's still the case. When the government spends money, it's diverting resources away from the rest of society. And so this MMT insight really is just a diversion, and it makes us think that government spending is less harmful than it really is. Thanks, everybody. This has been Bob Murphy.